I have this group where people collect memes, like they post memes on Fridays. And sometimes I look at them and see like which ones are funny. And, like I didn't even understand most of them. It was just like all these like weird American memes about different people. I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm not gonna try to interpret it. Someone was fired. I don't know.
Yeah, he fired our evil attorney general. I can't tell why, because she was covering for him.
Yeah, that's what also was in the memes. They were like, okay, now she will release all of the files. So we'll see.
God, that'd be great.
Maybe I should repost. There was one meme that was like about how it was working in the White House, and people like come in through this revolving like treadmill or something, or not a treadmill. What do you call like like an escalator, but it's flat.
It's usually called a people mover or a transporter.
No, I feel like there should be official name. But yeah, they come into walkway. This and they just go a little bit around. Oh yeah, I think so. Moving walkway. So they go on this like moving walkway, and then in the end they're like stabbed in the back and then exit.
Yeah. You're listening to The Great and Secret Knowledge, a speculative fiction podcast. I'm Jeff. Introduce yourself, Sophia.
Should I introduce myself? You always introduce me.
Yes, I'll do it. That's fine. No, hello, Sophia.
Hello.
We just had an awkward toss around. I'm always like trying to think of different ways to tweak our intro, but you know, it sometimes the old ways are the best ways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open for tweaking, but I need to be more prepared. And we should do it, make it more of an improv podcast, and it can be like, I will catch whatever.
It's dangerous. Jesse and I do it that way, and our Everything Everywhere All at Once coverage is like 3 parts. Each one's 2 hours plus. Like it's absurd. Too many tangents. This is season 2, episode 10, The Dauphin. What did you think of this episode?
I liked it overall. I did expect it maybe to have more of a resolution, but since I did enjoy it throughout, I think it still was a good episode.
Yeah, I'm not sure how there would be another resolution. Basically, they have this pretty girl, Wes's first love, just sitting there on this weird planet with a bunch of shapeshifters. Will she succeed or not? Will Wesley ever return? Will she get to travel someday?
Yeah.
We may never know.
Probably not.
But yeah, I'm holding out hope. I saw my first love once after we broke up. It was so awkward. And then I heard through the grapevine that she was getting married at like a real young age. And I was like, I probably dodged a bullet there. Although I got married at 25 and that turned out bad. But you never know with romance. I like to believe that Wes would return to her someday. They really liked each other.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe he could not survive even in this atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, no, he'll need some genetic engineering or like a space station or something.
Yeah. We haven't seen much genetic engineering. You would think that people would have this totally different, cosmetic augmentations and stuff. Like you could make like your skin like all blue or something.
Right. Yeah. It definitely makes things complicated for storytelling, right? Especially in the age of pre-CGI.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not mad that they don't have it. It's just
I think for that very reason they banned it in the Federation. There's an episode of the original series called Space Seed where they come across some cryogenically frozen superhumans. They caused a whole bunch of drama on Earth, so they shipped them off and sent them off into space, and then they outlawed them.
Wow, that would be so great. Imagine if we could do that today. We could be like, oh, you caused too much drama, and we could just throw them out into
just
space.
Every dictator.
Send
them on their way. God, that would be great.
Yeah, we could bring exile back. And it could just be like floating people out into space.
Yeah. Now, I'm opposed to family separation, so that would involve sending like their families with them. Which is a bit of a bummer. Oh, God. Genghis Khan would just wipe out the entire aristocracy of every city he took over. That's another way of doing it.
Yeah, they didn't have rockets.
Yeah. Send them to Mars. And then we finally get to Mars, and it's just this horrible Mad Max world.
Yeah, I love that. Like, that would be funny as a story, like if there was like, I don't know exactly how it would go, but imagine, for example, you have this colony or something that was viable, and then you would just send all of the, like we said, all of the unliked people to go there, and then it would just be all this like terrible politicians or something, and they're all stuck together in this colony.
Have you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh yeah, that's true. It's kind of like that, but they were like telephone cleaners. I feel like they would be less.
Yeah, they were just the quote useless people.
Yeah.
Jesus said, "The poor you will have with us, or we will have with us always." But maybe he should have said, "The assholes we will have with us always." But in Star Trek, they shipped them off and outlawed genetic engineering, and no problems ever happened in that area after that. I can't wait till we watch Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Okay, so they're approaching Klavdia 3. Riker's in command. They've got a blonde ensign working the helm. And her blush is out of control.
Yeah. But it was interesting to have a female like extra. I was like, will she get any lines? And she did. She did get lines later.
She got very functional dialogue.
Yeah.
So the warp engines are going to be down a while as Geordi does some routine adjustments on the deuterium control conduit.
Yeah. And I did think that was going to be the cause of the episode's conflict, but not really. They just did the adjustments and then they went on.
Yeah, it was just an excuse for them to sit in one place for a while, it seems.
Yeah.
He sends Wes off to get an SCM Model 3 from ship stores. Not sure why that was necessary. Let's see. Troy says the inhabitants of Daled 4 sent their leader to this planet, which is strange because it seems inhospitable to humanoid life. But Worf is like, for security reasons, it's a good idea. Nobody else will want to go there. Yeah.
Do you think he was throwing shades? He was just like, some people don't care about comfort. They're more practical, because it seemed a little bit like it was like,
I mean, Klingons, remember, he's the Klingons are excellent guy. So
yeah.
Kronos is very hot and inhospitable to humans. So he's probably like, it's a good idea. For some, security is more important than comfort.
Yeah.
For some, security is more important than comfort.
So the planet's troposphere is distorting their signals. So they can only receive hails from the planet. And it's somebody named Anya, and she says, "What species are you?" He says, "Human," and she's like, "Excellent." And I was thinking, I hope she doesn't eat humans.
Yeah.
What species are you?
Human.
Excellent.
Something about the way she said that.
Yeah, she did seem very happy about it in a scary way.
Cut to the transporter, and it's two ladies beam up, and one of them is a teen girl.
So disappointed, because I thought that they would be weird aliens, you know. But now, when I first saw it, I was like, what? They just look human. That's boring. So that was disappointing to me initially. But I do like the later it was like they took the human form. So that makes total sense also. And I really like, you know, the... I think Salia was the teenager.
Is the girl, yeah.
Yeah, I really like her clothes. That was the best clothes so far, I think, for like alien or I guess future clothes. They look really great. Like, I love the color. I love like that they are a little bit, you know, strange looking, but still like looks good. Looks very also comfortable and practical. So it seems like a great choice for a spaceship.
Yeah. So she is stoked about all the technology on the ship. Like she knows all about it, or at least its underpinnings technologically, but she's excited to see it firsthand as if she's only ever read about it.
Yeah.
And Anya is her protector. She's like, just show us to our quarters. Walking down the hallway, Picard says they gave them the Admiral's quarters. And then Wes comes out of the turbo lift and just stares at Salia in awe. And she's excited to talk to him about his superconducting magnet.
Yeah. The children will be smart and beautiful.
Oh, that's why they had him go to ship stores, so he could have this thing for her to be interested in.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's cute. Yeah, so she's been studying for 16 years. And so that's how she knows about it. And he just watches her go the entire time. And I was like, I remember this feeling. He's like, Commander, who is she? And Riker goes, I think she's a governess. Riker's just doing bits. He says, I don't know if she'll have time for you, Wes. She's destined to rule an entire world. Did you notice that Salia gave him the look back before she went around the corner?
Yeah.
That's like the international sign of romance.
True.
On the last real date I was on, I gave her the look back and she didn't give me the look back. And I should have known right then to cut it off, but instead I waited weeks for disappointment. Got to do the look back, folks. Yeah. All right. After the theme, Wes is in his quarters and Data pops by. And Wesley starts pumping him for information about Salia.
Yeah, and he called Data to come to his quarters.
Yeah. So her parents were from opposite sides of a civil war. So sort of Romeo and Juliet situation, I guess.
Yeah, that was very unclear. I thought maybe that they meant that they were the leaders of the opposite side. But I think it was just that they were in the opposite of the different people. They were from each of the people, I guess.
Yeah, it seems unlikely, but I mean, I guess a Union soldier and a Confederate lady could fall in love. Why not?
Yeah, totally.
So she was brought to Clavdia 3 for her safety until she was old enough to rule. Back on the bridge, Troy is worried about them. She says it's more that they're not what they say they are.
Yeah, she gave very little info in this episode. She was like, oh, like, they seem cool, kind of. She doesn't really elaborate a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I understand diplomatically not wanting to like hound your passengers about exactly what their species is and does and all that. But out of an abundance of caution, I would like to know a few things before they run around my ship.
Feel like they should at least like have to be scanned or something, like medically. So then you might know some stuff about it.
I'm thinking maybe the Federation told him not to. Like they negotiated these agreements. That's usually how diplomatic things go. And they don't always show us those meetings because they're boring.
Yeah, but I think that there's other concerns than just politeness. Like, what I mean is that they could carry some kind of bacteria or something. You know, I think that there should be some kind of protocols connected to just like make sure that nothing is spreading in different ships and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. The transporters are supposed to remove anything that's dangerous to humanoid life or whatever.
Okay.
But this is clearly a species they haven't had a lot of contact with, so maybe they could have something and the transporter would miss it.
Yeah, and it seems like such a weird gray area, because what if you're an alien species and you have this like gut bacteria in your gut, and those bacteria are like super dangerous to humans? Do they just remove them and then you have all this indigestion?
Oh yeah, and Celia and Anya are just farting the whole episode.
Yeah, frozen.
They're just
like have to eat all this fiber.
Yeah, they're in the can the whole episode. So the crew talks it over. Data uses a colloquialism, and it turns out he was speaking literally. There's literally a light and a dark side of the planet. And just from what little I know of science, that would make an atmosphere impossible.
Yeah.
So like they should have asked that question right off the top. How do you live without an atmosphere?
Yeah, I also feel like that because the temperature changes would be so extreme.
Yes. Yeah. Like if there was wind, imagine the hurricanes as it went like from cold to hot. Like, it would be intense.
Yeah, you would have all of this, like all of the cold air would like rush from the... But maybe they would be frozen on the cold side even. The air would not exist there. Yeah, so that's maybe why they wouldn't have an atmosphere, because it would freeze on the cold side.
Yeah.
So that would not be very useful.
Wow.
Maybe it's like, maybe they made some kind of fake atmosphere, like they have, I don't know, made some way to heat the planet without the
that's interesting.
sun, or spread the sun somehow.
I had a Star Trek Adventures game. That's a role-playing game. And the two species on this planet were called the Hot Teens and the Coldines.
Yeah.
And they had a civil war, and they were trying to... It was kind of similar to this, in fact, that they were trying to, like, rebuild and make peace. But, like, whenever they got together, the hot ones would have to wear a bunch of heavy coats, and the Coldines would go around in bikinis and stuff.
That's fun. Data also says, like, the difference in culture is the cause of most wars. And I was trying to think, like, is that the case? I don't know. I guess it depends on how you define, like, difference in culture. But I don't think so.
Well, it seems like if you have this... I'm trying to think of bordering countries that have the same culture. Eventually, they just make peace. And, like, I don't know, Belgium and France, they mostly get along.
I mean,
but
maybe,
then the Germans are much different and roll in. I don't know.
Yeah, but like Denmark and Sweden fought the most wars in the world, and we are very similar. I imagine even back in the day we were.
Same religion, same way of life.
Yeah, back in that day. I don't know if we had... I guess we were both Lutherans. I would have to ask some dates about it. But yeah, very similar. I think it was like... I imagine how much, you know... I don't know, I can't go into all of it. But I would say I don't agree with Data. But maybe it has changed in that, maybe in this time, that is the cause of most wars.
Could be. I mean, definitely on Earth, we see the difference between capitalist countries and communist countries, or like in Yugoslavia, the Orthodox versus the Catholics versus the Muslims, all that stuff. Israelis and Palestinians. So we cut over to Anya and Celia in their quarters, and Celia's talking to Picard. She wanted to know about Wes. That was pretty cute.
Yeah.
And then suddenly something very strange has happened, which is that suddenly Shelley from Twin Peaks is here, looking hot as hell. She only exists in this one scene, and I'm like, could they only get her for a day of shooting? And they were like, fuck it, put her in this one. It was amazing.
Yeah, that could make sense. It's like, we can get her in one scene, in one episode. It's just like, get it this one.
They're like, oh, this one has a shapeshifter. Cool, this will be fun.
They should have done so much more with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why be an old lady as a protector? But then when they're behind the scenes, she's like, I guess the same age kind of friend vibe.
Yeah.
And then she turns into a little creature and is like a cuddly teddy bear.
That's true. Yeah, and it was fun because I was really like, wait, who is this one? Did they bring more people? I did not at all consider that she was shape-shifting. But I did not like her clothes, to keep commenting on the clothes.
Her terry cloth sex outfit.
It was just like knitted, but with these holes in it.
Again, Rick Berman, I don't know if he was there yet, but whatever horn dog was in charge of costuming was like, oh, we got Shelley for the day? Yeah, put her in this this thing. Her name is Madchen Amick, by the way. Yeah, she was on Twin Peaks, probably after this. I think it came out a year or two later. So she says, you are our last and only chance. So this one kid is the only way to save their civilization, apparently.
Yeah. It's convenient that she's not told how. She's just like, oh, you shouldn't know beforehand. And then she sends out.
And then, suddenly she's this cute little creature with huge eyes.
Yeah.
And Celia is not looking forward to being responsible for everyone. Down in engineering, Geordi is really worked up, and he is not happy with Wesley's performance. Wesley starts to talk about her. And let's see. Eventually, Geordi's just like, get the hell out of here. He says, you said she was perfect. Come on down. You're no use around here for now.
Yeah. And he says, use the ladder. Like, why is that important?
Well, Anya uses the lift later. So maybe they needed to, I don't know, differentiate those somehow. Or maybe it didn't work this day of shooting.
Maybe the lift was off because they were doing the adjustments. It was just a weird, like, it seemed like he was just like, oh, use the ladder because you're too in love. I don't know. Why he can't use, maybe he thought they couldn't use the elevator properly.
Maybe he's got to get his steps in. He's like, if you get exercised, you'll stop being horny.
Oh, yeah.
But I noticed that he seems almost disappointed that Wes is happy. Like, I mean, just
think about that.
Put somebody else in this spot, call Gary or whoever, and send Wes away. I don't know why I think maybe he's worked up because he hasn't had a girlfriend in a long time, and so he's like envious. Yeah,
that could be. I think maybe he's just a little bit task oriented, so he's just like, I need to get this done, because later on he's upset that Anya is distracting him. So maybe he's more like, okay, Wes, you're useless to me, leave. But he doesn't, I don't think that he felt personally affronted by it.
Yeah, Geordi's in love with this engine. If you're gonna touch his engine, you gotta be present. So up on the bridge, Worf is showing off his sex scream. And Wes is not into it.
But it wasn't. It was like the woman should scream. Yeah, it was
I wrote, Worf is way too horny for the bridge.
That's true. Yeah, but that was fun. Like, I knew, when he talked to Geordi and Geordi refused to give him advice, I knew that he would go to someone else. And I was like, ooh, who's going to go to? It was fun. But it went to Worf and Data was awesome. Yeah.
So, yeah, he says that ladies scream and hurl heavy objects. And then he goes, what does the man do? He reads love poetry. He pauses. He ducks a lot. And his advice is, go to her door. Beg like a human.
Go to her door. Beg like a human.
That was fun. I was thinking also, when he did this, asking for advice, I was thinking, like, who should he ask? Like, which one would be good? And at first I was thinking maybe he should ask Troy. But I don't know. Maybe things comes too easily to her. She would not be maybe able to give good advice. What do you think?
I think with her 20 years of counseling experience, like, she should have seen and heard it all,
That was a good point.
But yeah, I think they were like, who would be funniest? Because they go from Worf, who's like all passion, and they go to Data, who's like, well, scientifically speaking, you should be able to copulate or whatever he's talking about. And Wes says, Data, I want to meet her, not dissect her.
Data, I want to meet her, not dissect her.
Oh my God. He heads off. Down at Celia's quarters, she sends off the teddy bear and calls the captain again. The captain invites them both on the tour of the ship. But what's this? Anya won't let her go. She says, you must remain here where it is safe.
Yeah.
Oh, Celia says, you are no more an old woman than I am a leader. So in that's a really tidy line, because it tells us, one, she's not confident about her ability to succeed, but also Anya is not, well, obviously she's not just an old woman, but maybe she's not even old. Maybe she's not female. Like, yeah, it's mysterious.
Yeah.
Let's see. Worf shows up and he's like, or before he comes in, Anya says, you are a leader and I am older than you could ever imagine. So they head off and Celia has a little bum out.
Yeah.
Up in 10 forward, Riker and Guinan show Wes how you talk to a new love interest.
Yeah.
Riker says, the first words out of your mouth are the most important. And then they proceed to flirt shamelessly. Wes says, I'm not sure this is my style. Shut up, kid. Tell me more about my eyes.
Such bad advice. I think Data was better. At least he was like, who's staying on topic.
I mean, like, Riker is an experienced sexman, Wes could not possibly have that kind of experienced banter.
Yeah.
Down in engineering, Anya shows up trying to micromanage Geordi.
Yeah.
It's like she wants everything to be functioning perfectly just because on the off chance it might hurt Celia. And he's like, yeah, you got to go. And she says, I will be back to check your progress. Wes goes to see Celia. There's a guard on the door. Did you notice this guy's uniform was kind of jacked up?
How do you mean? No.
It's like it didn't quite fit around his muscles or his muscle suit, whatever he's got. So like one half of it is all pooching.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't notice. But I do think he's in the useless guard because he just let him in. What is he supposed to guard?
Ooh, I'm looking at his pips. He doesn't have any pips. So maybe Wesley outranks him? That can't be right. Because Wesley's just an acting ensign.
Yeah.
This is confusing.
Yeah, I mean, it is just confusing in the sense that, like, is he guarding them against the crew, or is he guarding, like, her from leaving? I don't know. That was very confusing.
Yeah, I'd like to see his orders. Maybe he has to defer to Celia because she's a ambassador of sorts.
Yeah.
So, like, diplomatically.
Yeah, it could be that he's not really guarding. Maybe it's just there to be, like, if she needs something. But you can call someone. They don't need to have them standing around. But it could be a kind of a respectful thing. Like, oh, we'll have this guy. If you need something, just ask him.
Yeah, I bet he's armed and he's just there in case something pops off.
But, like, who?
But, like, in the real military?
Yeah.
In the real military, he'd be like, he'd check in with his superior and he's like, Crusher's here. Can I let him in?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
But then he doesn't. So then he's useless. Or maybe they decided before. They were like, okay, like, these are the people that are allowed to be in. For some reason, Wesley's allowed. Maybe Riker.
Yeah, whitelist.
Yeah, maybe Riker.
I could see that.
Like, he can come.
Yeah, maybe there's a romance exception.
Totally.
So he's clearly, like, completely smitten. She asked for his help to find something on the replicator.
That's a great, like, date. You know, what do you call it? Like, he was worried about what to say or something. I feel like she did this as an icebreaker. Kind of like, oh, he can teach me how to use this replicator.
Yeah, finding out what the person likes and also playing a little dumb so you can draw them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He orders Thalian chocolate mousse, and she just digs her finger in there. How does she know it's going to be compatible with her biology?
True.
I don't know. Maybe that's what her finger does. Maybe it's like a scanner.
That makes sense. Maybe she has, like, taste buds also in her finger, like, oh.
A Mork situation. Mork for Mork. Or maybe she read up that, like, dudes go crazy if you stick your finger in your mouth.
Totally.
It's not wrong. So he talks about how great it is to go to new planets, and he offers to show her some.
Yeah. Although I was thinking about the chocolate mousse still, because he talks about the origin of the chocolate. But that makes me confused. So they're just replicating, like, I don't really understand how the replicator works. You need to take something that is existing and copy that, I assume, because that's why they're like, these beans are, like, what was it? They were aged for, like, hundreds of years or something.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have, like, kind of scanned those beans and then they can remake it. Is that so?
Right. So unless we're dealing with time travel, it was not a human colony on Thalos or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like, too much time passed. So it's a different species that makes something like chocolate that they just call Thalian chocolate, I guess. That's my theory. Unless some humans got sucked off the Earth with all their cocoa beans and delivered to this other planet hundreds of years ago.
But what I mean is that why would you need it to be chocolate from a specific... Couldn't you just make great chocolate in the replicator? He's just like, oh, this chocolate is specifically aged for this amount of time.
So I think what it's like is if everybody's essentially like the rich on our planet now. So like they can get the very best of everything at the push of a button.
Yeah.
So maybe Thalian chocolate is just head and shoulders above all other chocolate.
Yeah, but I just mean they are not really getting this chocolate. It's made by the ship, right? From atoms.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they never took the chocolate anywhere. So
it's the recipe, I believe.
Yeah. It's like it makes the genetics and the process, like it's just copying these beans. That's how I understand. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of fun. That means that if you go to a different planet and you try some new food, you could be like, oh, this food is great, and then just add it to the library. So you could always expand like the amount of food that is available. even though you could technically make any food, you maybe might not know exactly how to compose it unless you have an example.
Yeah, I remember in Star Trek Discovery, one of the characters essentially programs in his husband's favorite meal, his own grandmother's Cuban delicacy or whatever. So like I think maybe you can actually, like, they visited his grandma and stuck those things in the computer so they can copy him exactly.
Yeah.
So next, Worf is walking Anya to the sick bay, and she starts freaking out because there's a guy there that's like possibly contagious.
Yeah.
And Pulaski's like, it's almost a complete non-concern, you know. The air filters will take care of it. And she goes, kill the patient. Doc stands between her and the patient. She's like, what? That's crazy.
Kill the patient.
Yeah. That was very funny. I love that she was just like so, because we have seen her being concerned, you know, and bossy, but then she goes to this extreme, and it was very funny.
Pulaski's concern face is incredible.
Yeah,
I want to share this with you.
I liked her because even before she was like kill the patient, she was very, you know, what would you say? Like she's kind of like fuck off, you know, in her vibe. Like I'm not gonna like explain the precautions to you. You know, even she does it, but she's annoyed by it, and I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulaski scared eyes to commercial. We come back from commercial and the creature charges Pulaski and Worf is like, oh no.
And it was very bad. Like the cut was very bad because it just, it's like totally different scenes. They don't cut together well at all. Usually they haven't had this problem, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes after commercial, they didn't have to like, I don't know, match the shots exactly. Yeah, we come back from commercial and the creature is just charging into the camera. It's a lovely shot.
I think it's also that probably it would be confusing to continue right. Like you want to set up the actual charging. Otherwise it's going to be kind of confusing. It's just like, oh, the end of the charge. Yeah.
So Pulaski calls Picard. Worf is grappling with the monster.
Yeah. And then she changes back, and I didn't really understand why.
I think because she's not here to hurt anyone. She's just trying to scare them into doing what she wants.
Yeah, but she could then keep being the monster and just stand like, rah! But yeah.
I think it's because the captain says, hold your fire. So she's like, okay, the crisis has calmed.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, he was being like, okay, we're not going to hurt you. And then she felt bad about being too aggressive about it then.
It's a dangerous move, though, because Worf was about to have his head ripped off. But I guess he trusted that she would mellow out.
Yeah, which she had no reason to. Yeah, he should have stunned her. There's no danger, I don't think.
I mean, that's part of being a captain. You got to make tough calls, you know. You got to risk.
Yeah.
Sometimes your security guy will get his head ripped off, you know.
Yeah, maybe Worf has said this before. Like, you shouldn't like. I want to have the risk of getting my head ripped off.
Yes, give me an honorable death, Captain.
Yeah.
So Picard says the situation's under control. Picard's like, yeah, you got to go back to your quarters. And once she's gone, Pulaski says, I've heard of something called the elastomorph.
Yeah, but isn't that... I think they talk about the elastomorph. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I was thinking that Worf went with her, but he didn't. He went later.
Yeah, just sent the guards, and Worf stayed for this little chat. There's mention in the Galactic Zoological Catalog of a species called a elastomorph. So basically a shapeshifter that can change its mass, which is like super powerful.
Yeah.
So Worf asks, what if she transforms again? And Picard thinks about it, and he goes, then improvise.
Very not useful.
He's like, you're security. Take care of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Like carry bazookas? Shoot her off into the vacuum of space? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they should have a meeting about this. It's just like, he acts like there is some kind of emergency, but this is the only emergency. Like they can have a meeting and discuss this. What should we do about how should we contain her?
Yeah, I've said it 1,000 times, but Starfleet security protocols are nonsense. Just put a shuttle 1,000 kilometers away from the ship, beam her ass into it.
Yeah.
Take the engine out so she can't go anywhere. She'd probably just beam herself right back over, but then we'd know that she could do that.
Yeah.
In the holodeck, Wes and Celia chat, and they're in this pretty planet. And God, there's this gorgeous shot where the camera comes back and we see them looking around, and there's this gigantic planet with rings just sort of hovering in the distance. Once again, Star Trek shoves planetary bodies real dangerously close to each other.
That's true. Yeah, it feels like this episode felt very expensive. A lot of special effects.
So she's loving it. And then he says, we've only charted 19% of our galaxy. And I thought, that is an enormous amount.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe the we here includes the Klingons and the Romulans and...
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can imagine that, because if they do share some... I feel like they seem to share some information.
Yeah. So suddenly we're on Russo 5 and they're just standing on a floating asteroid. And then he says neutrino clouds. And I just wanted to say neutrinos have no mass. They're constantly in motion. Why would they be in a cloud? But whatever. That's fine.
And where does the sound come from? Is there an atmosphere? It doesn't seem like it would be.
I mean, it would have to be artificially generated, right? There couldn't be... Well, I mean, the holodeck might, because of safety protocols, just give them an atmosphere.
Yeah, I just mean that it's as if he's showing this natural phenomenon.
Yeah, phenomenon. Yeah.
That exists. And I feel like it wouldn't, because if there is no atmosphere, you can't hear these sounds.
Yeah.
And like you said,
well, Star Trek likes to make cool things that we can conceptually understand, whether they're scientific or not.
So I'm not going to be too mad about it.
The harmonic resonance from the neutrino clouds will become synchronous. The music in this is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like it punctuates the emotion very well. He says, someday you'll see all this for herself. And she's like, yeah, probably not. In the hall, Worf leads Anya to her room, and they have a bit of a pissing contest where she's like, I'm powerful and I'd kick your ass, but I chose not to. And then they sort of come to an understanding that they protect, the ship. And he's like, yeah, my job is protecting everyone, including Celia.
But she is a little bit skeptical about that, right? She feels like you can only have one charge. By the way, I looked up how many suns are in our galaxy. And it says there's 200 billion stars. So if they charted 90% of them, that would mean 38 billion stars that they have charted.
Jesus.
So I don't know. How long did you say it has been since do we know how long it's been since they did the space travel?
Well, I'm assuming the Vulcans shared all their star charts as soon as we joined. Yeah. So time sort of stretches at least 1,000 years into the past, but still, that's a lot of stars to have charted.
Yeah.
Even in 1,000 years. But Next, Troy and Picard are chatting about the situation. Whatever kind of life form Anya is, emotionally, she's Celia's mother. And he goes, the most dangerous animal is a mother protecting her young. I guess she is kind of bear-like.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is true in Sweden, I think. That and like drunk mooses. Except the humans, of course. But.
What did they get drunk on?
Like eating apples.
Rotting in the field.
Yeah, like rotting apples. Yeah, the mooses, I think that they are the most... I'm not sure, but I think it's like from wild animal attacks, the mooses are the most common. But they are also much more plentiful than a lot of the other animals.
Yeah. Next, Wes and Celia are in 10 forward. And Guinan pops over with some chocolate.
Yeah, because she didn't get to finish her chocolate. I think that was a little bit sad. Mm-hmm. So then she gets it.
Nobody ever finishes their food on TV. It's so annoying.
That's true. I think that's also a production thing, because if you have to take a lot of takes and you just have to eat and eat, it's like the same when people are drinking.
Plus, you gotta, for continuity, you've got to keep the shape where it was in the previous shot. So that's a hassle as well.
Yeah.
But Guinan says you won't find a better dish of chocolate anywhere. And I'm like, it all comes from the replicator. What are you talking about?
Yeah. But do you think it was... I kind of thought that it was the continuation of that this was specifically the Thalen chocolate again. And she was more saying kind of like the origin of this is there's nothing better.
Not 10 forward specifically.
Yeah, I thought so.
Maybe she has like a dish of this stuff behind the scenes and she adds little magic pixie dust to it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just MSG. She just sprinkles a bunch on it.
Yeah. Or, I mean, do you think, could you have still secret recipes? Because, no, probably not.
I mean, if you were really obsessed with secrecy, I guess, sure, why not?
Yeah, I just mean, like, imagine if I go to the replicator and I say, oh, I want some meatballs, They don't know which kind of meatballs I want, there could be so many different versions. So maybe it's like a ChatGPT thing where you have to be very explicit. You'd be like, I want these meatballs with like feta cheese from Cyprus, So maybe she has like a good prompt, She's like, this is the best chocolate mousse prompt.
That's right. Guinan's special blend.
Yeah.
So they talk a little bit more. Wes says you could stay on the Enterprise, and she gets really worked up and runs off. Guinan. Oh, and she says she's going to be isolated even on Daled 4, which is interesting. So maybe their political structure, the leader just is in danger or something and they can't come out. Can't have friends. I don't know. It sounds awful.
Yeah.
But she runs off and Guinan comes over and she says...
Just because a girl runs out doesn't mean she doesn't wish you to follow.
Yeah. Finally, someone giving him advice.
That's usually how Guinan works. She's like, after something bad happens, she's like, hey, here's some wisdom. But yeah, so he tracks Celia down in the hall and she apologizes and he doesn't get it. She says, I can't stay here. I can't have this life. I want it more than anything, but I can't have it. Ugh. He says nothing is impossible. Not for you. Oh, I was moved. And the music's going like, it was pretty powerful.
Yeah. I thought Will Wheaton did a good job looking sad in this episode.
Yeah. And then Picard and Anya show up with some goons and he tells Wes to step away from her.
Yeah, very aggressive.
And they all leave. I want to see if she watches him a long time as she leaves, but then she doesn't give him the look back as she goes around the corner. So she's really deciding to shut him out.
True.
And he has a long bum out. And Picard watches him for a second and then takes off. Some interesting directorial choices here. This long bum out. Oh, I never looked up who directed this one. Wow, this only got a 6.2 out of 10. That's crazy.
Huh.
Oh, of course, it's Rob Bowman of X-Files fame. Guy's legendary. Great director. Scott Rubinstein is one of the writers. R.I.P. Leonard Mlodinov, producer. And Melinda Snodgrass. She was a writer as well. She wrote 38 episodes. So yeah, I don't know why this one's rating is so low. Oh, it's probably because a lot of voters hate Wesley. Or maybe they don't like the creature effects.
Yeah.
Who can say?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a little bit light on plot, because it's like there's a lot of character moments, but the plot is not like there's not a huge shift or anything. It's just like what you're told in the beginning is kind of like what happens.
Yeah, it's pretty A to B.
Yeah.
Let's see. Down in engineering, Wes is still helping Geordi. He's fixed the engines, so they're headed off to Daled 4. Picard has Wes come to his ready room, and he tells him that Anya is a shapeshifter. He tells Wes to stay away from Celia.
Yeah, but it doesn't say it. I think it was too cryptic. What if Wes would not have gotten it? Because he is just like, I don't remember. He's just something like, I don't usually want to get into the personal, relationships.
I don't care to interfere in the personal relationships of those under my command.
Yeah. And then Wes has to fill in to be like, you want me not to see her.
Yeah.
Being a little bit cowardly, you should be straightforward. Like, don't see her.
I would agree with you, but I think these episodes are a lot about the crew acting in place of Dr. Crusher. So they kind of are trying to sensitively shepherd Wesley through these difficult periods of adolescent growth.
Yeah.
And part of that, especially if you're not their direct parent, is not having too firm a hand. So especially like Guinan right at the end, she's like just letting him feel and experience it.
That's
like
true.
You can't shortcut this process, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. Absolutely. It's more that I thought there was a little bit, I guess I'm thinking of it more of in a professional sense, but you're right that maybe he has to also think about it a little bit, like to not be too harsh with him.
Yeah, and you never want to give an order to somebody that you think they might not follow. So he's kind of like letting it be Wesley's idea. Especially because they're trying to make an analogy to normal life. And if you tell a teen you cannot see this person, you guarantee they're going to try.
Yeah, but I feel like it brings this gray area to it. Like now when he has seen her, I don't know. I think that the order should always be clear. Like, is this an order or not? And I think he makes it a little bit weird where you don't really understand if there was an order or not. So I think that's what bothered me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But maybe you're right that it's supposed to be a little bit ambiguous because it's like, I recommend this, but I'm not going to order you, because you also have to kind of use your own judgment a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tricky writing challenge having a teen on this working starship, trying to do multiple things at once.
Yeah. And it always becomes, it's one of those things where, it makes for much more fun drama. It's the same as in stories, where, like, for example, sometimes, families will also work together, like biological families and stuff. Like, and then it becomes like this weird thing where it's like, okay, you're kind of like my dad, but also my like advisor, and it can be very messy, and it is good in fiction, but then you're also looking at it from practical, like this should not, like, you should separate this.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend, her parents ran a grocery store. And so sometimes she'd be there in the office just doing her homework, but then also sometimes she'd be working there for free. You know, it's just, it's a dicey situation. Back in their quarters, Celia asks Anya why she can't have a friend. And she says, there is always danger from one who is not your kind. And Celia rejects this. She says, maybe what you want doesn't matter anymore. And that's a fight most adolescents have had with their parents, you know, as they reach 18, they're like, yeah, you're not in command anymore. They reach Daled 4, and just like Klavmiov, whatever it's called, Klavdia 3, it's uninhabitable to human life. Celia visits Wes in his quarters. He's playing Battleship or something.
Yeah.
Did you see that game?
Yeah, I thought it was some kind of chess game or something, and that there was a computer moving the other side, but that doesn't make sense. So I don't know. It was a little bit unclear, but yeah, it could have been some kind of computer battleship. Yeah, and I thought when she came, you know, actually I was thinking that maybe this was Anya, like having, you know, shape shifted into her so that she could be like, aha, I knew that you were gonna hurt her or something. Like to
until she starts touching him and then they kiss. Hopefully that wouldn't happen.
No, I thought maybe that was part of it. So that she could be like, aha, he kissed her, you know, like somehow, I don't know, that she wanted to kind of see. It depends, like, because I don't think that she ever said that this was not allowed, but maybe it could have been that this was part of, like, that she was like, oh, this is not allowed, like, she's supposed to be, you know, only for her people or something.
So she says, I hope you didn't get in trouble with your captain. And he says, oh, I haven't gotten in trouble yet. As if, like, it's right around the corner. Yeah.
But I think, I kind of feel like he is, I don't know, I guess it's a gray area, but like if she came into his room and he didn't expect it, like it wasn't like he sought her out or knew she was coming. So I think that he could be like, oh, I sent her away kind of directly, you know, she could stay a little while. Yeah.
They have the cutest first love type kiss.
Yeah.
And she's so happy. And then suddenly Anya comes in, big monster.
Yeah.
Wes stands to protect Celia. And she's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I like, you know, he doesn't run, but he also doesn't try to fight it. So I think that was like a good, you
he
know.
He knows his limits.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And then he turns and sees her turn into a big monster. And he's like, oh, fuck. And he runs to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Anya goes, I warned you to leave her alone. Sorry, now I'm just watching it. So what happens next? They're talking about the situation on the bridge. Apparently she can shrink her mass at will and like slip under a door or through a vent or something.
And they're like surprised by this as well. Like, yeah. We already talked about this, like you said. We should just have, it's a given that all of the security is weird.
Yeah. Once again, this planet is just like Klavdia 3. I don't know how the Federation missed this, but they also can't get signals there. So basically, this alien species sent out a signal saying, hey, we need your assistance to pick up one person, bring her here. And Federation is like, sure, why not? Should be fine. There's a civil war, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, they never even confirmed, but they just assumed that they were going to come and bring it.
Yeah. But yeah, the signal source takes more power than the entire ship can generate.
Yeah. They said 1 terawatt, I think. No. Yeah, I think so. 1 terawatt.
Yeah, terawatt.
Apparently, I looked it up, and apparently that's how much, like, all electricity generator of like the whole of the US.
Wow.
Like from all the like electricity plants.
Wow.
So it's a lot even nowadays, and I'm sure it was even more.
Yeah, even if you could gather all that power, no circuit could contain it, you know?
Yeah.
Everything would blow up.
Yeah.
There's this great weapon in Neon Genesis Evangelion where they basically put all of Japan's energy output into it. And it's like a magic gun that can take all that power. So Worf arrives at their quarters. We find out Anya won't be going to the planet. She tells Celia, "You are ready for what awaits you, and you will do well." They say goodbye to each other. Worf arrives, and Anya says to him, "You will be happy to see me leave."
No, you are a worthy opponent. You are a worthy opponent.
Thank you. At heart, we are very much alike.
Yes, we are.
Perhaps we shall fight again. On the same side?
It would be an honor. Shall we go?
And they have a nice little moment of respecting each other's, I don't know, skills at violence.
Yeah.
So next scene, Wes is bumming out, and Celia arrives, and he is really pissed.
Yeah.
She's like, "No, I had real feelings. I just took this form for your benefit, or the human's benefit." He says, "I loved you," and she says, "I love you too." He says, "Can you?" And she promises, and he says, "Please go." And he just can't even talk after that. He's just completely destroyed.
Yeah. So do you feel it was that because that was not her real form that he felt? Because it did seem like, oh, you were just doing like some kind of, what would you call it? Like a fun game for her, I guess, to pretend to be human.
Yeah, the human analogy might be that they were secretly gay or trans, and he wasn't ready to deal with that. Basically, every time they hung out, she was keeping a secret, and he took that personally. But then there's also this added thing of like, we can't possibly date because you're a monster or something.
Yeah, that's what is confusing. Because, I don't know. I'm not. Because, yeah, I think if it was just kind of like, okay, I don't like that you didn't look like that for real, you know, then I think I would agree with you that it would be some kind of like analogy to us. But I think there's also some kind of a little bit like that it's maybe since she's a shapeshifter, maybe the behavior is also part of the like that maybe she was not behaving at all as she would have. That was
Right.
not a real personality. She was just pretending to be this other person that she really wasn't. So
Just playing a game or fetishizing humans
oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
I think that's a good word for it. Kind of like fetishizing. That it was just like, oh, let me like pretend I'm a human for a while, and then he felt like when she was pretending, then it was not real. Something that was important for him.
And she's like, that's not what it was like.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting here hoping he'll get over himself and actually say goodbye to her. Next, we go to transporter room. Riker and O'Brien are sending her off. And finally, Wes shows up. And he gives her the chocolate mousse. And they have a little chat. Also, nobody eats the shit. So, once again, I'm like, come on, eat the chocolate. And she says, I wish there was something I could give you. And he says, you already have. She doesn't want him to see her in her true form, but he's like, yeah, I should stay. And she is beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess that's interesting in that, you know, first she was this monster, you know, when she transformed. So you think that maybe it's gonna be that, like she's gonna be some kind of 10-legged spider or something, like. But
that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Especially if he was like, oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, we should remaster this episode, but with a horrible fucking spider monster.
Yeah. But it would have been also a little bit funny if they didn't show her picture. If it was just like showing the faces and they were like, wow, because she said that you can never imagine it. So I thought that could be kind of fun if it's like you don't even see what they look like.
Like Marcellus Wallace's briefcase.
Oh, I don't know that one. So.
In Pulp Fiction, every time they open the briefcase, people are like that, and we never actually see what's in the case.
We happy?
Yeah, we happy.
I guess it's interesting that maybe she was concerned that he would find it gross because maybe she doesn't know exactly what humans feel about different things. So.
About shifting energy beings.
Yeah.
I like that Riker let Wesley give the order. That was a nice touch. And last scene up in 10 Forward, Wesley's having another bum out. Guinan watches him for a while.
Yeah, he's drinking sparkling water. Yeah, I thought it was water,
great.
and I was like, that's depressing for you. It's like drinking sparkling water in the bar. But maybe it was soda.
Maybe it's a Pellegrino. Is that the flavored stuff? Flavored seltzer water.
Yeah, but usually it has color if it's flavored. Or maybe it's like a Sprite or something.
Yeah. Guinan comes over and she does this thing that I noticed in this episode where she kind of mirrors the person she's with. I mean, her fist's on the other side, but basically she's like the best bartender in the galaxy, right? So she has all these little tricks for bonding with you. He says, seeing her on the transporter pad, it was like seeing pure light. And Guinan just lets him unload, which is kind of what you have to do when somebody's in a bum out this hard.
Yeah.
And she says, there will come a time when all you'll remember is the love. And he says, I'm never going to feel this way about anyone else. And she says, you're right. Ugh. It's tough watching a young person feel this kind of grief for the first time because they just have no context for it. Like until you experience it, there's no way to, and it would be pointless to prevent someone from feeling that, It happens when it happens, if it happens at all. But yeah, it's hard to watch him just suffer. And that's the end. No real resolution, just like a real broken love.
Yeah, and for both of them, because she was also sad about it. She would have liked to not have to do what she did. But that was why in the beginning of or I guess in the middle of the episode, I thought that there would be more of a shift, I guess, because we're introduced, it does seem like there's more of a conflict than there is, between the two visitors.
Yeah. Man, I want a sequel so bad.
Yeah. But what I mean is that I thought that Salia was there against her will, kind of. And that would be part of the plot, that she was kept there by Anya or, forced to go to this other planet. And that there was something... deceptive about the situation. So that's why I was expecting what's even going to happen? And then it just kind of goes on as planned. But I think that it did work because I think that they were kind of explaining a little bit that, by having Anya be kinder at the end so that you understood that this wasn't really, that it was we were meant to be a little bit misled, I guess.
Yeah. So there's so many mean reviews about Crusher episodes sucking and all this jazz. So I'm going to look at a 10-star review. Gozer versus Worf. That's funny. This one's by Exwe Aponex. Let me see if I can find any good stuff. They're wondering about Jamie Hubbard, the actress that played Celia. Wesley gets his first crush. She has a nanny acting as a deflector shield. This person feels the nanny was the high point of this ep. Basically, this episode is Anya and Celia's taxi ride from Harlem to the Bronx and what they did to spend the time. The Enterprise is simply a backdrop, and it was lucky for Celia as well that Wesley was there to get all bothered. Oh, man. This person really liked the CGI. Or I guess it was practical effects. Interesting. I do love a practical
you mean
effect.
with the costumes, like the monsters?
Yeah. Yeah, so this person felt like I feel. The effects were good. The Worf versus Governess was good. Another person was just in love with Jamie Hubbard. That's cute. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Cool. Any other thoughts about this episode?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so my fanfic, if I write it, is going to be Wesley comes back and she has a partner or 1,000. I don't know how Daled Forzians do it, but
yeah.
And yeah, they have a nice little chat. Maybe she's like, well, sure, I'll come with you out into space and time, whatever they get up to. Having a shapeshifter on your crew would be pretty handy, I think.
Yeah, and it would be great, I feel like, in a TV show, for logistics, because you could have just like, oh, we want to have this guest actor here, and they could just be like, I'm looking like this episode, and it could be the same character.
Yeah.
Or they could like change, if they're going down to a planet, they'd be like, I'm gonna be extra muscly, and they could like change it to this like muscly person.
She could be like Jake the dog from Adventure Time, and she makes like a big suit that Wesley rides inside of.
I'm no match for the Jake suit.
That's right.
Oh, spacesuit girl. Or it could be an excuse to bring Shelley from Twin Peaks back, Madchen Amick.
Oh, yeah.
Is she still acting? She's great. I guess that'll lead me to my recommendation, which is Twin Peaks. And Shelley, she is absolutely amazing. Wow. Yeah, that's my recommendation. You have anything?
I was thinking, when we talked in this episode, it did make me think about this novel called The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. And it is because it is also one of those, with the planet that has like a light and a dark side, tidally locked planet. And it does have an atmosphere, so it's not very scientific either, but it's like a really fun exploration, because there's humans living on this planet, but they live right in the edge, between the light and the dark, because otherwise in the different parts it will be too hot or too cold. So you can really only live in the twilight.
The Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, and then they have these weird cultures, because the thing is, there's no night or day. It's always the same, light. So they have these like weird ways of dealing with that. Like, how do you handle, like, what should even be the night and daytime? Like, should people keep the same schedule, or should they just decide whenever they want? And, yeah, it's kind of a fun. And then there's also some other stuff where they go away from the city that they were in. And I recommend it. And then I think I will do another recommendation that has nothing to do with this, but I'm reading a book called Bury the Chains by Adam, I think it's something like Hochschild. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, the last name. But it's very good, actually. I bought it a long while ago, and I didn't read it because I thought, this is going to be like a dry thing, probably not that interesting. It's like a non-fiction about the abolition of the British slave trade. And So I thought, oh, it's going to be like, good to read, but kind of boring probably. But it's actually really riveting, because he tries to bring all the drama to the different characters. And I guess they were pretty dramatic people, because they were the people that first started to work against the slave trade. They were very eccentric because like no one else cares. And they just like, no, this is really important, So of course they were like weirdos of their time.
Is it true that the prime minister was 19? I feel like I read that somewhere once.
I don't think so, but maybe I haven't gotten to it because they do.
Maybe when he was first elected.
Yeah, that could be, but that was I think before the book started, at least before we followed him. But that could be, and so they talk about like all these different characters that were involved, or the people, and the author always brings up the most dramatic stuff about them, to kind of introduce them. So he's like this one guy who was like, oh yeah, he had like 2 different love interests, and he was like engaged to one, and then he like got another one pregnant, and he was just like, I can't choose, I love them both, and it's all this kind of drama. Wow. So it makes like for very compelling because you're feeling like they're such real people, and he also kind of writes a lot about like their description, like what do they look like what do people think about them, like what were the mannerism like. So because I'm very captivating.
That
so I would
great.
recommend it. Yeah, and you learn a lot. Like they really invented like almost all of the tools of activists that we use today. They did a lot of it, and it's very interesting to learn about.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Riverdale?
No.
TV series.
I
never saw it, but apparently Madchen Amick did 117 episodes. It was like 7 seasons or something. Jesus. It's crazy those shows that like go on forever and you never watch one, and like Grey's Anatomy or whatever. Supernatural, I think it was 15 seasons. But yeah, that's if you want more at Madchen Amick, there you go. You can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, and we have an Instagram now that Jesse is in charge of. So, Great and Secret Knowledge. And you can send us an email, greatandsecretknowledge@gmail.com. If you'd like to reach me, I'm at El Jefe Tacoma everywhere. If you want to reach Sophia, send us an email. And please like us, rate, review, follow, all that stuff. And tell your friends about us. I think that's it. Sophia, any final thoughts?
I think I am happy.
Kill the patient.
A huge thanks to James Lark of jameslark.co.uk for providing our wonderful theme song. Thank you, James.
Normally they resign in disgust, but I don't think that's what happened with Kristi Noem or Pam Bondi.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Like usually it's more that they just get fed up with it and they're like, okay, now I'm tired of it. Yeah, you'll see what happens. I think for us it's been also kind of weird, but I don't know. We're having an election this fall, and it looks pretty good for the left side because it's like the right, but I don't know, it's hard to tell, but the right side is being very fascist. So hopefully people are a little bit less interested in that. Like it's, I don't know. Yeah. It's useful, like with your presidency, it does help other countries because people are like seeing this example and it's like becoming a little bit less interesting for people. People are a little bit more anti-fascist. So we'll see. But I don't know, it's all weird. It's like we have like one party that is right-wing extremists and people dislike, everybody who doesn't vote for this party generally kind of dislike it. but then the other right parties, they are stuck. They kind of have to cooperate with that one if they want to be able to fill a majority. So now, like, the moderate party has gone out and said that they will cooperate with the right extremists, and then of course people are being like, and they're telling the the party leader, he promised like a long while ago now. What was it now? Not a long while, but like in 2016 maybe, he promised a Holocaust survivor that the moderates would never cooperate with the right-wing extremists. So of course people are like, you promised the Holocaust survivor, like, and just like
Jesus,
which they should, but it's just it's a very done thing right now. Like, people are just going about it. So yeah, we will see. It's kind of weird, and the current government, they reduced the tax on food, the sales tax, so that food prices would go down, and then that's a whole thing as well. Like, people are just like having a lot of debate about that, because that's not really how like the food prices are set, by the tax.
Right? Yeah. It's hard to make businesses pass on costs.
Yeah.
Or not keep sudden new profits.
Yeah. But right now, all of the food stores, they don't dare to not lower the prices, because it's been a lot of debate and controversy about that. So now they have everyone has lowered the prices the exact amount. It's just like all of the prices are this weird, like 0.99, all these different groceries. Wow. And 99 is like nothing. It's like 1 krona is only like 10 cents in dollar. So it's like very little. It is just like 1/100th of a krona. It's not a lot. Anyways, so that's a little bit strange stuff. But we'll see. I mean, I think that it looks pretty good then for the election, because there is some annoyance at some of the right parties, that they are being very fascist. And like one other party, they had this huge controversy where they were saying that they were gonna cooperate also with the right extremists, but then they had also this internal debate within the party where they were like, no, like, you were not even allowed to make this decision. We're gonna have a revote, and we're gonna have like, all of this
shuffling party people, leadership.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was nice, like, in the sense that I feel bad for them, because they are all like libertarians, and like I feel bad for the ones that are for freedom, because of course they are against the Nazis, but they are not a majority, and they hate for some reason the left parties, so they don't really have any other option. But I don't know. So now that party is probably gonna not even make it in the election, because you need 4% to even make it into the parliament. And they are very unpopular and lost a lot of their voters.
I hear from Jesse that something similar is happening in Australia.
The libertarians are losing.
The right of center party is like losing a bunch of members to other parties.
Yeah, I can see that. It's hard to be like in the middle if the right is getting more extreme. So I don't know. I kind of in Sweden there is some discussion like maybe the moderates and the social democrats should actually make majority, and I think that's reasonable. They don't need to. Like, the social democrats are not even that left. So, but apparently that's not an option. So, and I guess that's good. We don't want the moderates getting much power. This is our current prime minister, and he's such a buffoon. We don't want him. But it's also weird, because the right-wing extremists, since they are now saying that they will cooperate with them, how do you say? Like, they have cooperated with them in the past, but now they're saying they're all open to make a coalition with them. This means that if they win, these parties, if they win, the right-wing extremists will be some of our ministers, in parliament.
Jesus.
And my dad was just like, I will never like accept, because he is not very, like, he's pretty right in his politics, but he was like, I really, really don't want them to be ministers. That's like his main concern, because it's like, it will be embarrassing, like, for us to have these people in our government. It's very different to have them just passively supporting, but if they actually have positions, yeah, it will be embarrassing.
Ugh.
Although I guess we have some embarrassing people right now as well. But yeah, you'll have to root for us. You know, maybe we will have good, at least like better. You know, like Green Party, Left Party, Social Democrats can make like a good election, and then it will be majority.
That would be awesome.